All right, guys, welcome to the free webinar. Um, in this webinar, I kind of want to talk about, break down a few of the pairs and talk about some of my trades that I took in the premium group. And also, just talk about a few things in general. So I want to start off by breaking down a few pairs. This is what I usually do on free webinars. I haven't done a free webinar in a really long time. So I was just like, yo, it's time to, get back to the community, kind of do something. So this gold over here today, gold, we were in a very choppy area on gold. And basically, we consolidated like crazy since the since the Asian session from yesterday. So Asian session and then London session hit, New York session, no move. But finally, we broke out of the range at 1839. As you can see, we traveled into the 1842 region. No clear volume on gold just yet, but I'm going to talk about some higher time frame on daily. What I'm kind of seeing on gold. I'm kind of seeing gold to continue to be bearish, probably back into the 1824 region, 1825 region. The reason being is because I see that all of these structures are being held, being broken, and also the 50 SMA and the 8 SMA were curving downwards on the daily. Looking at on the 4-hour, the 8 SMA is being respected on the 4-hour as well for gold to get further downside movement. So that's gold, and I feel like we have good amount of pressure coming to downside. If anything, we could come and retest the support at 1845 before we sell off. More so going to be a New York session move on gold. Taking a look at the pound yen GJ, I haven't traded GJ in a while, but currently in GJ we are kind of forming a flag pattern, bull flag pattern for us to continue to the upside. In those of you guys who are in my mentorship, I talked about the rejection at the 161.450 level with this trend line right here, and how price rejected that area and started going short. Very simple move on GJ. What I'm kind of seeing is now we break above this trend line, we're going to see buys back up into the 161 800s region. I'd be talking about the 200 and the 800 areas on GJ, on how they're very key, and price tries to kind of play in that region. So full continuation to the upside would be nice to see. As you can see, we are forming constant, let me hide everything, constant higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, and now we are going to form the higher high. After we broke this area right here at 160, it was more so break a structure, and price is trending to the upside. We broke this trend line and then we went short. Now, coming back up, and yeah, we want to see further buys on GJ. As you can see over here, if you look left, once we take out 162.500, we do have clear traffic back up into the 164 region. So GJ, continuous buys. I want to see some volume on GJ, and that's where we could take a nice buy trade on GJ. Let's take a look at the NASDAQ 100. NASDAQ 100 has been pulling up. We were in a range on NASDAQ just like gold, and we were able to break out of the range in Asian session. I like trading indices as well paired with gold. So you look at it from the 4-hour. Now price kind of is just trending to the upside. Now you can put an extended line from here to here, right? And you can see how market structure has been intact, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. So now we are continuing to be bullish on the NASDAQ on higher time frames. Now taking a look at the lower time frames on the hourly, we broke this area, continuous buys. We broke this resistance over here. Now we would like to see New York session longs probably above the 12,780 region. That would be something nice to see for New York session. I don't really trade NASDAQ in London. NASDAQ is something that really moves during New York. Now, if we do break these equal highs right here at 12,900, it's fair game for us to keep continuing to pull up into the 13,000 region. And now I would say we are officially bullish on the stock market. And even in the weekly, you could see like, nice weekly bullish pushes. We are above the 50 SMA for the first time since January of 2022. So, that's a major difference right here. Like, we filled this POI at 10,500 and price reversed. As you can see over here, this is kind of an accumulation, as you guys can see. And a lot of the times, I'll teach you guys something is market, when it does a bowl shape move, it's an accumulation. When it does that kind of move, it's a distribution. So distribution is usually for shorts and accumulation is usually for buys. Let's talk about US dollar CAD. US dollar CAD. US dollar CAD, kind of in daily range right now. Nothing crazy, no movement. We just playing ping pong between the 1.34755 level and the 1.32700. So basically 200 pip range on UCAD on the daily. Taking a look on the 4-hour, yeah, no clear setup on that. This is a pair that's like kind of really not on my watch list. Like, I try to trade other pairs because this pair has just a lot of consolidations this year. Like, as you can look left, it's not really clear movements. But, there was a time when this pair was moving clean. Let's take a look at the Euro Yen, Euro JPY, very similar to GJ, very similar. So same thing over here. We were in a consolidation. We were breaking out of the consolidation. Daily is bearish currently. I would say buys are valid on EJ, probably above 143, like 600. We could probably take buys back up into the 145 region as well. I believe EJ is in the same accumulation type pattern for price to continue moving up. You guys can see on the hourly, I'll mark it out. I'll mark out my pen and see. We have a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, and now we are at a higher high. My mouse is tripping, but yeah. So what we could probably see is probably a pull down for a higher low, and then probably keep continuing to the upside. That's EJ. Most likely you will see a setup probably above these highs. You could take a aggressive entry, probably like 143,600 to be realistic. Taking a look at AUD USD. AUD USD. Let's see. So AUD USD, it went for shorts. Let me clear everything out. Remove the drawings. So AUD USD, whipsaw, rated the liquidity on the top at 70200. This was a news move as well, but this was a nice sell off on AUD USD. You could have literally taken this trade. I mean, based off of just patterns, you can see that we were in a little trend, and once trend broke out, 69,600 right underneath the 50 SMA. Straightforward 100 pip move on AU. Taking a look at AU on the 30-minute, it formed support, came back. 15-minute POI respected. This little trade, you can see how price filled the money cube right here, and then now it came down and filled this money cube. So those of you guys who don't know money cubes, I teach that concept in my mentorship. So that's that. Currently, we are at these highs, probably above 69,200. Maybe even 250 to be, clear. you could probably take longs probably back up into this area at like 69,400. It's not really that much move. AU doesn't really move that much. But the only problem here is the 4-hour D8 estimate is being respected. But, you know, the daily is bullish and the daily has respected the 50 estimate. So should be good on that. Let's take a look at one more pair before I get into a few other things. Euro USD. Euro USD. Nice movement on that to the downside, but you know, Euro USD has been ranging as well. It's so it broke this support over here and, you know, came back like twice to kind of reject it. Now you see it on this panel. Let me go ahead and close my Telegram. More smoother now. So Euro USD respecting this and creating a resistance, 4-hour bearish closure, and then price continued below the 50 SMA. And what happens here usually is now price is in a range again. So I would just say like probably beneath the 1.06400s is going to be sells. And you could probably trap the range, probably like 108,200. Above that would be buys back up into this POI at 1.09. So if that's something in your point of interest, you can take that. Let's take a look at the dollar. The dollar now the dollar. Let's see. The monthly on the dollar is very interesting. I'm going to talk about the monthly. So see how we came up into this this area. We can also talk about the quarterly. So this is the quarterly on the dollar, and you know, previous quarter we were bearish, and now we're coming up and kind of respecting these highs on the dollar. So what I anticipate is probably like, you know, if we continue to respect this high right here, then we could get a slight pullback. But overall, I believe the dollar has room to continue bearish now. I think the whole, you know, inflation and everything is actually fundamentally calming down, which would mean the dollar would not continue rising. So using that as confluence, that would mean the dollar will continue bearish. Okay, so this is an important level right now. I know we're bullish, but previous 3 months have been bearish, and I also seen on lower time frames that, you know, it's just a pullback that might happen probably into like 106, and then probably continue down to the downside, back up into the back down to the hundreds, since inflation is coming into control. And I really don't think that, you know, we're going to continue rising on inflation. We talk about some fundamentals right quick. Let's see. So tomorrow we have the unemployment claims, the red folder PPI. So unemployment claims, they're supposed to be bad for the US dollar. So, you know what that means? I mean, the US dollar will make a little move. I think we could get a little bit of a fake out to the upside before, you know, we drop. So be careful when you're trading tomorrow for New York session. Taking a look at Friday, you know, GBP retail sales. And yeah, you know, it's very smooth week in the markets. Anybody have any questions before I continue on to the next thing? So no more London session. No, because for the time being, GJ has been moving a little bit choppy. So that's why I've been switching to New York session and trading gold. How do you choose when to take profit and get out of the market? So I usually get out of the market around like 1 to 3, 1 to 4 risk reward on my pairs. And yeah, that's simple. Can you please explain gold again? This call will be recorded, so you can probably go earlier in the call and can you analyze GU? Did I miss you? I thought I analyzed you. Oh, I didn't. Okay. All right, GU monthly time frame. We're bearish. Now let's go on to the weekly. Weekly. We have a reformed resistance at 24, 1.24 psychological. Talk about the daily. Daily, we pushed down, we came up, retested the resistance. I believe, this POI, we tapped that and then price continued up. I feel like this POI is gonna fail to hold. I don't think we're gonna get buys on this. I feel like we're gonna be bearish. I would say fair buys probably underneath this daily, like 1.19750. You could probably take some sells, I would say, or you could wait for the break of the lows at 1.19500, and you could probably sell down to 185. So that would be a 100 pip move right there as well. Right now, market is just consolidating, but look how it's kind of consolidating. It's just like it's pushing, struggling to push up. So usually when something like this happens, when a struggle to push up, then it's going to drop. So that's GBP USD for you. Outlook on US 30. Okay. I'll bring up US 30. Outlook on US 30. Let's see. So let's talk about the quarterly. Quarterly on US 30 were buys. Previous quarter was buys. Now this quarter is bullish candle as well. All right. Looking at on the monthly, we are out of this trend. What does that mean, guys? That we're bullish. This monthly closure was significant for us, and we came back for retest, and now the third bullish closure. We are bullish on the monthly time frame. Now talk about the weekly. Weekly we're in a little bit of a range, guys, but we are still bullish on higher time frames. And what that means is, I would say probably above these highs, above the 34,700 like area, I think it's fair game for us to take some longs, probably back up into like 35,750. You could probably take them back up all the way to 37,000. I really believe that the stock market is going to start pushing up. Like, we're just in a range. This is very, very choppy. It's no clear movement on US 30. But when the move happens, the move will happen. We probably just need some red folder news for this to break out of the range to the upside. Or, worst case, if we do break beneath 33,500, we could sell back down to this low at 32,500. That's US 30 right there. I noticed you enter a lot of your trades based on momentum and volume. Can you go into detail on that? So I'll give you a little glimpse. I do in depth teach the whole strategy and stuff. I don't want to dive too into it because I want to keep this call a little bit short. But in a nutshell, I use candle closures and I use breakouts and a lot of trends. I like going with the trend. I don't really do like counter trend trading. You focusing on what pairs are you currently trading? I'm currently trading gold and GJ. Still using 10 pips stop loss on gold. No, on gold I use a 20 pip stop loss, and my TP5 is 100 pips for a 1 to 5 risk reward. But on GJ, I still use 10 pip stop loss. What time frame do you enter on? I actually enter on the 5-minute on trades, because the 5-minute gives me the precise entry. Since entering Like for example, the other day, I believe right here, which was yesterday, I actually caught this gold trade, fire trade for 1 to 5 risk to reward. As you can see over here, market, had news, fundamental news, boom, 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 ranged off. But I had seen that we were respecting this resistance at 1866. And what that would mean is, we could go for some sells. And also, excuse me, looking at on the 15-minute time frame, we could see that price flipped bearish. The candle made a high and it flipped bearish, and that was my cue to enter. Even if you go on the 3-minute, it's very easy to see. Let me do a zoom. Zoom in on that. There you go. So even if we zoom in, you'll see that bearish closure, and that was a cue to enter. Price came back up to make the high for a retest, and boom! I knew that once we broke this trend, this 1859 area, it was clean sell. So you could have taken an entry right here at 1859, 1860. My entry was at 63. Obviously, it was a little bit riskier. This one was a more cleaner trade at 59, but that trade itself could have hit 1 to 5 risk to reward as well. So yeah, that's gold. And gold did end up, diving down 200 pips, coming back to retest and then dropping back down. It just moved very violent that day, but hey, we were able to capitalize off of it. That's all that matters. Any other questions? So those of you guys who are interested in my signals are $120. Those of you guys who are interested in my mentorship is $9.99. It includes everything, like the signals, the course, the community group chat, and everything. So, if you're interested in that, get plugged in. $120 per month, yeah. The link is in my link tree. If you go on my Instagram, in my bio, the link it's going to be a link tree, and the payment links are on there. It's on Discord, yes. But yeah, guys, other than that, I'll hop off. If you guys have any questions, this and that, feel free to DM my page or the Elite Capital Instagram. And yeah, I'll see you guys later. Thanks for hopping on the free webinar. Before you leave, if you could post a little story and tag me, I would appreciate it. If you could post something on your Instagram, I'll repost you.